My name is Sukon. I'm from New York. About 2 weeks ago, I would say, well, precisely 3 weeks ago, my immediate senior brother sitting there, Alex, had called me about 4 a.m. in the morning, and he said he needed me to come right away, so I just put on my shoe, got in my car, and I drove to his house. It was about 10 miles from where I live. So on getting there, he was awake. He was already outside waiting for me. So he got in my car. He said he just doesn't feel good, that we should just drive to my house, you know. So we got to my house, and he continued feeling very restless. You know, I said, why don't you lay down? He tried to lay down, he couldn't lay down. So we waited because it was 4 in the morning. So when the day broke, I said, you know what, why don't we just go to the hospital? So when we got to the hospital, they immediately admitted him. They immediately admitted him because of his condition. He was there for about a week, you know. They managed to stabilize his condition in the hospital. But we're thinking, the doctor said he will be out in about a week. So if a day or two before he left, the team of doctors came and said, look, we saw something you need to be operated on. We're going to operate on your heart, because when they did their tests, they had 3 tests done on him. They said a heart valve was bad, and also he needed a bypass surgery. And the doctor said possibly after the surgery they will have to put a pacemaker on him. So that tentatively the surgery will be done on a Tuesday. This was Saturday, they told him. So we're hoping that Monday he was going to get out of the hospital, only to hear that Tuesday he's going to have surgery. So the doctor said, look, you just have to do it, because if you leave, your condition will get bad, because it has to be done. So he wasn't happy with that, but I was there. A few friends that we grew up together were also there. So we asked the team of doctors questions. What is going to happen? The doctor said, well, the surgery is going to be 98% successful, but 2% possibility that he might die during the surgery. So I said 2%. So if it's not 100%, I mean, so 2% of chances of me losing my brother. Right now, my mother is deceased. She died in February. They're going to bury her on the 26th of this month. So I'm like, my mother is dead. My brother might die also. You know? So anyway, he agreed. We gave him courage. He agreed to do the surgery. And then we left. Tuesday morning, about 6:30 in the morning, they called me and said, look, we are about willing your brother to the chair. I think it was that point that I was like, wow, they're going to do surgery, so it's most likely that my brother is going to die. So I was so worried. I took my kids to school. I dropped them in school. I was having this funny feeling like, who do I call to pray? I've been praying about it. I called friends to pray. I tried to call a pastoral friend of his, but he went into voicemail. Then somebody said, I stole my phone and I said, enter ministry. I said, yeah, let me call Pastor Lucy. So when I called her, she was available. I told her, I said, well, my mother just passed away, other stuff. I said, but that's not really why I'm calling you. Because my mother was 94 years old. you know why I'm calling you? As we're speaking now, my brother is in the theater. They're going to be operating on him. And she just started praying. She started praying, and I pulled over. She prayed, and she said, you know what? Jesus has come down. He's there with your brother in the theater. He's going to be healed. He's going to be fine. Everything will be fine. So after praying, I waited an hour, 2, 3, 4, the whole day. Nobody called me from the hospital because I didn't want to get any phone call from the hospital. So when they didn't call me the whole day, I was like, okay, thank God. Because if you had died, they would have called me and said, hey, you lost your brother. So the next morning, after I dropped my kids to school, I'm like, let me go visit my brother. Since I couldn't speak to him to ask him where he was, so I got to the hospital, I asked questions, they told me where he was. Because when they had the surgery, it was outside where he was originally staying. So when I told them, they said, oh yeah, I should go to, they directed me anyway. I went to the after surgery department, cardiology department. And I saw him. When I saw him, he was sitting down, was eating. He was coherent. He was, so, I was between smiling and laughing and crying at the same time because I didn't expect him to be so alert, eating on his own, So I wanted to ask him, did they do the surgery? He said, yes, they did it. So then we started talking. I wanted him to speak because I wanted to hear if Jesus was actually there. So he said, you know what? In the middle of the surgery, he woke up. He started talking to the doctors. He wasn't scared. So I'm like, wow. So when the pastor said Jesus was there, so that was when and in my heart I said, so that's when Jesus got there. Because he was alert, they were talking to him, he said he wasn't scared. So I'm like, wow. So I kept listening to him. He said, they were talking to him, they told him to calm down, and he said he was fine. His heart was open, and he was talking to the doctor. So at that point I was like, wow. So it was really true that Jesus was there, because I wanted him to tell me something, to give me a sign that Jesus was there, because I wanted to hear that what he had to say. So when he said that he stood up, or he woke up during the surgery, was alert. That was my own. So I said, okay, what did they do? Well, he said, well, when they got there, the doctors were like, what happened? His heart, the arteries were all open. And they were like, we did 3 tests on you. You needed a bypass surgery. You don't need it. You needed a pacemaker. There's no need for that. So the doctors were like, well, you see, we had to fix your heart valve. At that point, I was like, you know what, my brother, let me tell you what happened. When they got there, he didn't need no heart valve. He didn't need no bypass surgery. He didn't need no pacemaker, because in America, you can't just open somebody up and say you. And these were like old men. These are cardiologists that have been in the industry for years, 40 years. They can't make such a mistake, opening up somebody, and when they got there, everything looked good. We had to do something. So, we fixed your heart valve. That's what we did. But you don't need no pacemaker. You don't need no bypass surgery. And my brother was there. Even within hours of the surgery, he was moving around. He was coherent. He was active. So they simply observed him for a few days, and they discharged him. That's him sitting there. Praise God.
Praise God. He was with me. me that he is here.
Amen.
He was there. He was really there. Because it's not a coincidence that I woke up in the middle of surgery. It's not a coincidence that I woke up to see the sucking blood out of my heart. And they're telling me, don't swallow. I said, I'm not swallowing anything. It's not a coincidence for somebody to just, I'm not the only one who was there in surgery. There were other people there. But I don't know if I was the only one that woke up in the middle of the surgery. But all I know was God was with me. So I was delivered. Praise the Lord.